Just unless you in my reason. Remember as a child, I hated Christmas, that's the worst season. The only gift I ever got was freedom.
What's going on?
We got the little motion.
What's up?
How everybody feeling though? How everybody feeling today?
I'm all right. How are you?
We're feeling hot. We're feeling healthy.
Oh.
Energized.
Hot, healthy? I can't relate.
Hot,
but I'm a little healthy though.
No, not like hot. like I'm hot. Like this is why I'm hot.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Hey, but look, this episode we doing it different. We already explained to our live. What we doing basically right now. Just to reiterate it, is that, you know, for the first couple of minutes, we're going to get on live. We want to interact with everybody. We want to see what y'all have about the topic, like any questions that y'all have, so we can answer right there on the spot on the episode.
Oh, y'all hopping on this shit.
So look, y'all
Yeah,
go ahead.
let them get on. Whatever they want to talk about, get them on here.
Get them on that. Look, but
Toxic
only the
families.
first couple minutes, because it's preview. We going to let y'all going to watch this whole thing.
Toxic families.
Toxic families. That's the topic for the day. So, like, what y'all got to say to start off with that, man? I feel like we all got it.
Well, toxic family members?
Yeah.
Oh, most def. Shoot. I just feel like, I think a big question should just be, what do you do with toxic family members? What do you do with that?
I don't
Somebody said talk about verbal abuse from parents. Oh, I need a pen.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we could definitely talk about that next. But I'm about to say I don't deal with them at all. I don't deal with them toxic family. Cut that.
Okay. Toxic.
See, I'm different. I'm different. Y'all know, because y'all know I got the big heart. You know, I want to help the whole world. I'm trying to help everybody.
Yeah.
And toxic family members take that and honestly they use it to their advantage. Like, I've gotten milked by family because I don't know how to say no at times. Correct. And the fact that they know that, like, they abuse the fact that, oh, we blood. You know what I mean? Like, we're supposed to be blood. Like, how could you do this? You only got one family. You know, they try to pull that card and manipulate.
Always. And that,
yeah.
I was going to say that blood stuff doesn't mean anything. Like, literally.
Real deal.
Just because we blood related don't mean you going to be 100 with me. You're going to be loyal. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have my back 100%. You want to use that blood stuff for your advantage. I'm good off you.
And then also it's never reciprocated. You know what I mean? Like, it would be if it was a balance in the relationship, but if I'm doing all the sacrificing and, you know, I'm putting my back on the line for you, you know, like, I expect it in return as well. But, you know, you just realize that, you know, some people fuck family. Like, you gotta look at family as people. Like, fuck that y'all are related. Like, this is a person. This person is janky. This is a janky person.
Yeah.
And be my family.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's just like sometimes you can't even bother to be associated. And it's just like, even when you recognize things that they don't necessarily do directly to you, it's just like, I really can't fake how you moving. And it's just like, you're real life. You like, if you got a wild ass family member, like, I just be trying to mind my business pretty much. But I feel like a lot of people want to definitely discuss with your, like, within your immediate family, like toxic family, because I feel like that's the everyday challenge that a lot of people have, just because we are more closely interacting with our parents, our siblings, with me, with my aunties, my cousins. So, like,
before we get into it though, Rogie!
Rogie, and look, live. I'm sorry, but if y'all want to listen to the rest, I know this is gonna get interesting. Y'all gonna have to watch the rest of this video.
You have to take shots.
Rogie.
Oh, hold on, y'all. Y'all know I always gotta get ready.
Yeah, everybody says she gotta get her little.
Y'all, I can't stand y'all. I can't stand y'all with these shots.
I'm trying. Y'all know I'm pretty much new to this IG, like with the live. Now look, I'm gonna tell you, my Rogie a little different. Leaving my crib, and I had a lot of little different liquor. All I did is just mix.
Drop it in the DMs.
Mixed all of them.
You just mix all the liquor in there?
All the liquor.
Hey, stay tuned for the full episode to see how he is. I'm about to get him lit. Say that.
Nah.
Okay.
I'm cooling.
No. But let's get started though, since they want to talk about inside the household. I think that's the most important dynamic. Well, I think that's the first relationship that you view as a relationship. Like you as a child, as you grow up, your mom and dad's relationship is the first relationship that you see. So like a lot of the toxic issues stem from the fact that if it was like chaos amongst them, it was somewhat reflected on like you, because like when you like, we involuntarily use our parents as reference as to how we handle things. Like if we see how, go ahead, I'm sorry.
But honestly, like your parents saying that, so at that point, that type of thing becomes generational. Mm-hmm. I feel like once you see that toxic relationship, you see that in so many different ways manifested with your family members. So I know for me, my mom is the only one that's married. Well, two of my aunts, but my mom has like 12 sisters. But
12?
Yeah, it's a lot of them.
God,
but
pretty much.
Yeah, so it's definitely a whole lot. But I think it is a repeating thing, and I feel like I can only speak from the experience of being a Black person, a Black woman, and growing up in a Black household, how those things like generationally, like we see those things though culturally. Right. It's like actually systematic, but continue.
No, and I was going to say to piggyback off that too, because you did like, and to piggyback on what you said as well, bro. How you just saying that like it kind of base your relationships on what you see with your parents. And how she said it stands for generational things, and that's why I feel like it's very important nowadays to just be vocal about how you feel and vocal about what you've seen and things of that nature, because just like how you said, it could continue on and it could be an ongoing cycle. People don't know where it stems from. People got to understand where it all come from, but don't mean it's good. Yep. Don't mean that it's good. And then I was going, but continue what you was going to say though, Shaq.
Oh yeah, so just let me highlight. So I got an example. So like, I never realized this until I got older. But like, I grew up in a single parent home. Like my mom was superwoman. You know what I mean? Like when I say she handled the fort, like made sure everything was good, even though when it wasn't. You feel me? So when I can't date a girl who makes excuses as far as like the things that they do in their life or the things that they claim that they want for themselves. So I see my mother do like make wonders with nothing. You know what I mean? Like we grew up just seeing that, it's like, okay, well, she can do it. I mean, I know that you're not supposed to have that standard for everybody because everybody's different. But like, that's the first, when I think of a strong woman, that's what I envision.
See, but then, right, you can say that somebody, like you seen your mom and she's a strong woman, so you want a strong woman for yourself and things of that nature. And I think that's a very common thing, because with me, I see my mother do a lot of things on her own and early on before she met my stepdad or whatnot. But like I've seen that, and that's why I always instill like, damn, this is how hard a woman can work type stuff. But can you kind of imply the same for where, let's say it's a household where the man is doing everything like for the woman, right? But it's like she's demanding everything. Like it's more so like he not even being like he in with the pants in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? At this point, he kind of just getting pushed around. Could you say that could be pushed off to the son? And like now he just out here tricking, like everybody just play with him and shit like that.
I don't know what that looks like. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't know what it looks like to see like like my mom just getting showered with stuff, and like obviously guys just try to talk to her and stuff like that. But like it's just the fact that when I think of, I don't like lazy people because of my mother, because of how hard she worked. So that applies to all facets of my relationships as far as friends and shit with my significant other. Laziness won't be tolerated because that's the standard. Like, and like to me it's saying like, I believe that will be a cycle that continues like, with like my kids, like they gonna see how hard their father worked.
No, but I mean,
Well,
what? I'm sorry, Tammy.
we're getting a little off track.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Because we
Yeah.
supposed to talk about toxic. You talk
Toxic
about what
families.
you like in your woman, but really so my toxic thing, right, is that my family only will hit me up about like for bread, you know, or
Immediate
for
family?
opportunity. Not me, no, my immediate family, my immediate family who like always been there, they get whatever they want. They don't have to like ask me for nothing. Like they already have it before they can even ask. But like I'm talking about family member where like granted you ain't never been around or like you never really helped me out and I seen my mom, but it's just like the simple fact you want to ask me for money and the thing when the time where I say no, you kind of put me down or put the other person down. And I feel like that's kind of like very, to me, that's toxic because it's just like you forcing me to say yes, even if you're putting me in a bad position when you never helped me. And then the thing is, if I'm going through things in life and things of that nature, I know I can't come and talk to you, but you just expect a transaction. If I don't, now you kind of making it even worse on my end, you know, and making issues worse because you kind of like trying to belittle me, or then you're just saying, "Oh, I changed up." Now
Let me ask you,
I opened my
can I ask
eyes.
you a question?
What's up?
So, you being the, you saying that everybody in your family got like, as long as you know your immediate family, you straight. So, like, is that just because there's a lot of people who have immediate family and don't handle shit like that. Like, I don't know, like I don't have any brothers and sisters and shit, but like I know some people real life who don't do shit for their family, like, and are unapologetic about it. You know what I mean?
I mean, but I feel like you have to think about why that is. Like, I feel like innately we do have, unless you have some other things going on mentally, but usually people have the innate feeling to go to their family. Like we're literally connected by blood. So I feel like you can't necessarily say with family because family is so important. I feel like you can't necessarily say fuck the family.
Yeah,
I think,
I wish you could, but sometimes you can't, you know.
but you never should. But it's more so of a thing that's just like you you just have to set boundaries. Somebody said that on the live, healthy boundaries, setting healthy boundaries, and what does that look like? But I think when people deal with different things, like there's different levels of toxicity in families, especially.
Get into them.
Yeah.
Brody! I'm about to say, get into them. Let's hear them. Where your shot? D, pull up.
Oh my God.
It's definitely different levels of that shit though, because I done seen some bad things, and I haven't really, I can't say witnessed it from my media, but I have definitely seen some bad stuff, you know. And I was going to, and after that, I was going to just, you know, but we let you. That was the different levels of it.
No, the different levels, like somebody said verbal and emotional abuse, especially physical abuse. Like I cannot imagine the amount of things that people who deal with physical abuse, especially children, who deal with physical abuse in the home. And I think it's also just society's view on physical abuse of children. It's just like if you made a mistake, would somebody smack you or whoop you with a belt? So why would you do it to a child who doesn't even have the mental prowess to even formulate things around decision making? Mistakes are how people learn. And it's just like,
I'm sorry, just so you think
I'm a firm believer.
beating your child can cause toxic family relationships? Like you think that can cause toxic family relationships?
That shit, I ain't gonna hold you. That bill got me straight. That bill got me straight on my mother. That shit got me straight. I don't know.
I feel like for me, like I was very mischievous as a child, like Kevin, like, I was very mischievous. when I was younger. So, you know, I definitely dealt with that part of my relationship with my parents. But to me, essentially, because for me, whoopings didn't work, obviously, because I did what I wanted to do. But it's just like when you have children like that, because at that point, I feel like when you whoop children instead of like informing them of what the correction needs to be, like you just whooping the child, they can't understand that. That's a betrayal, like of trust. That's a betrayal. Like somebody putting their hands on you, somebody that's your friend. If your friend that you is close with you, if they hit you, what are you gonna think?
See, this all right. That's where I'm gonna start. I ain't gonna hold
Yeah,
you.
I'm about to say that.
I just
Not
heard
the
my
same.
mother. When you said friend, I just heard my mother. I'm not your friend. That's the one thing she make for sure certain. I'm not one of your little friends. That's what I was like when she pulled that belt out.
So then family is not just people then.
What do you mean? Why, like, what you mean by that?
You said people, they just people. They just people. Family just people. Fuck family. You guys say fuck family.
I ain't gonna hold you. Family different. Family and my mother, that's two different things.
And my mother.
Look, because my mother is like, I don't know, like I've never had like a bad relationship with my mother where it's like, you know, I look at anything negative. Like that's like
for sure.
No. I'm not saying like that you have to look at it, but I'm saying like
no.
My mom, I have I don't kind of look at her like a people.
No, I definitely understand what you're saying, but I'm saying that putting your hands on somebody is a betrayal of trust. I feel like that's definitely like mental and emotional abuse can definitely be worse at times, but it's just like I feel like even if you acknowledge that point, I think that you should definitely acknowledge that if that is something about your childhood that you were uncomfortable with. If you were okay with getting whipped on, that's your business. If it worked for you, I can tell you for me, it didn't work.
I was about to say
that's why I kind of want to hear your side, because I could see that like it didn't necessarily work for you. So do you believe that I mean, okay, so whoopings didn't work for you. So, you know, obviously parents have to figure out a certain thing. As we all got older, whoopings didn't work for any of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, but whoopings didn't work for me from jump. That's what I'm saying. I was quote unquote bad in school all throughout. Like up until I got to high school, that's when I like had calmed down. Like I still had a mouth, but I had calmed down like doing bad shit. But for me, it was more of a thing that I had to learn myself, like in terms of things I wanted. Like I expressed to my parents, like, I feel like what would have worked for me as a child is taking away privileges because I would get whooped and still go be able to do and party and do what I wanted to do.
Slim. I'm gonna tell you my personal how I like personally like how it didn't work out for me that way. Like after you done.
No, go ahead.
Oh, all right. Like how me, it's like my mother took shit from me. Maybe because I had a sibling. I just talked to my sibling. Or like
I got two.
Oh, I don't know. Like with me, it's either I go talk to her or play with her or something like that, or like I don't know. I would always like find something else to do. Like I could always occupy my time. Like even like Kel, you know that I can go anywhere. I'm gonna find some fun out of any fucking thing.
Right.
Like so at that point, I didn't. It never like bothered me. Now when my mother pulled that bill out, all sense came back to me. Like damn, why the hell did I have to do that? Like I know I shouldn't have did that. She told me don't do it.
Well,
I did it.
we're gonna have to agree to disagree because
we probably do with that one because I'm about to say
if I'm at the point where like just with anybody, if you put your hands on me, that's like definitely crossing the line. Like I don't care who you are, do not touch me because I'm gonna hit you back. And it's just like, and then it's just like, then at that point, it's a betrayal of trust on both sides. But it's just like.
So let's talk about that. That could be something.
Let me ask this though. So obviously, like, we was all raised separate ways. So like, depending upon how we was raised, is gonna determine like how we feel toward the topic. So if now let's say we have kids, do you obviously I'm gonna assume that Tamia is not gonna hit her kids. But this is my question for the people who don't do that, because as far as like the toxic family relationships, I feel like a lot of relationships falter from the fact that parents want to be their kids' friends at times. A lot of the times, like they feel that hitting them and or disciplining them in ways, you know, outside of just communication or verbally, like is, oh, that's better. I don't think one is better. I think one.
Hold on. Disclaimer. We don't got kids neither. This is just our opinions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This ain't no personal opinion. So don't try to get on us like y'all don't got kids.
Well, I have nephews.
Yeah, I got nieces and nephews and shit too. But and so at that point I can kind of, but like we give y'all the overview. But go ahead.
But basically, yeah. Oh yeah, I was just gonna ask like how are you going about it? Like how are you going about it?
But I just feel like it's more of a thing of making an effort and getting to know your child, because very well for some children, whoopings might work. You might got to whoop your child one time and they don't do it again. And then that be it. But it's just like, it's a thing. It becomes a thing when you just whooping on your child. I think people are most definitely talking about when even in verbal abuse, when parents constantly cross the line. It's just like, at what point are you done? Because it's just like, okay, it's just so much like a person can really take. And it's just like, because parents feel like they your parents or your elders, because even with some of your elders too, because even like aunties and grandmas, and it's just like, I get that, but it's just like, also respect me as a human being, and that's where you got to draw the line. Because
so you don't think it's a power level, like you think we're equal? Like, are we equal?
I didn't say that. I didn't. So you being older than me permits you to put your hands on me and do bringing you into this world, like and do it. No, and do and say what you want to do.
I don't disagree with the say and do what you want to do, but like you brought me
so, but
like,
doing what you want to do.
You are Tamia because your mother and your father decided to have you. So it's like there's certain things that they can do, like they can do it. Like you would not be here.
Me personally. Yeah, I me personally, my mother tell me straight up.
Okay, but hold on, but let's get back to that, because they decided to have me. I did not choose to literally exist. I had no opinion in the matter. So it's just like, in that case, if you decide to have a child, that
right on cue. Right on cue. If you decide to have a child, right on cue.
But no, but like, it's just like, if you decide to have a child, that's a conscious decision on two adults' parts. So obviously that's an agreement that you're going to take care of this child, nurture this child, and love this child, and raise that child. Mm-hmm. The child didn't ask to be there. Just like people be tweeting about how their parents be like, oh, like, it's a privilege that I let you live in my house, and they're literally a minor. And it's just like,
I mean, not a minor. Hell no.
No, I'm talking about minors. Like, parents literally hold that weight. Like, I'm your parent, so I have superior dominance over your ass. And it's just like,
I mean, but if you cannot fend for yourself, right? If you can't fend
no.
Slaves, you're a minor, literally though. Literally.
Slaves couldn't fend for themselves, so they got beat on.
Wait, what she say?
Bro, get for that one. We gonna get on that. I do not like how you tried that. I do not like that at all.
Kelvin, this is what I'm saying about generational, baby. This is what I'm saying. You're not understanding.
Y'all slow with y'all shots, man.
I didn't know
you got it. Boy, no, take it again. Take it again.
No, y'all watch the video. Y'all gonna see it. Wow, y'all gonna see it. Look, this is the thing. I mean, all I was gonna say, my mother made me a firm believer. If I brought you in this world, I could take your ass out. She made me a firm believer, and I understood that shit. Like
So you scared? So you're scared of your
never
mom?
scared of my mom.
Yes,
I'm not
I
scared of her.
am.
I respect
I
it.
respect my mother.
I ain't scared. It's a difference.
That
Though.
don't
Like,
mean you fear them.
I'm not
I
saying
do feel like
I
it
fear-
has
I
to
fear
be a
fucking
certain level
up.
of fear.
I fear fucking up.
Because this is why I say that to me. It has to be a certain level of fear because like it has to be
I
an
think
understanding.
no, y'all are conflating fear with respect. It needs to be a certain level of respect
When you
that you
respect
need.
them, you fear them in a sense too.
No, it's not that you necessarily fear them. I feel like it's more a fear of disappointment in that sense.
That's what we said. Yeah, fear.
Yeah,
Death.
No, but I'm saying people who are actually scared of their parents physically harming them.
Oh
is
no,
what
I can't talk about that because
Yeah,
I ain't scared about my mother 5'2".
Yeah, like legit. Like I was like 5'11", like in like 8th grade. So it was like, okay.
I
She's
wasn't
not
that
gonna
less than 8th
whoop
grade,
me.
but I wasn't 5'2". You feel me? But the thing is, needless to say, I mean, and I feel like it's levels to like how you discipline your child. Just like you said, like the two parents will come to a compromise. And to get back to like the initial question too, about when you ask like how we like further down the line, you know, how we kind of go about like raising and stuff. I feel like once I have that, my wife or whatnot, me and my wife will have a conversation beforehand, like, yo, like what we doing, how we raising it. Cause like
how we raising it.
I
mean, he or she, I don't know. I mean, I want to join you.
You made it sound like thing one,
A
thing
gender.
two.
I mean, I don't know the gender. I'm gonna just say he.
So how we raise
them.
How
How to raise them. How to raise them.
Space.
Y'all niggas is anything, dog.
Because
Because I know me personally though, if it's like if it was just me and like it's not like a communication,
Lord,
like we kind of had to work in the middle.
That's the hashtag how
Like,
we raise
How we
it.
raise.
I'd say the dude though, I'm definitely going to his chest when he gets to age. Like after the belt don't work, you got like not like bow, but like a little, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that deal.
But I feel like it's also needs to be more effort though on parents as adults to really sit down with their children and understand, for them to understand, like even if you're going to give them a consequence, like a spanking, little pop, whatever, like then it's just like, okay, you have explained, you know, like what is going on. And it's just like, you should definitely still establish that boundary with your child. And it's just like, don't violate. I feel like it's a violation. Like when somebody put their hands on you unwillingly, then it's just like, it's a violation. So, and it's a violation.
I was just gonna say I agree because I learned that a lot when I was teaching for like a year, like kindergarten. So you know, like they're real young. So like,
and that's what I'm saying. But them kids be like parents really be whooping on little kids.
Yo, like listen, y'all, like real life, like we had
cussing their kids out. Cussing their kids out. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable.
The thing is though, a lot of the times the toxic family relationships like go back to what you alluded to, like generational. Like, I think we need to highlight that more because a lot of the stuff we do now, yes, we're not gonna blame our parents and we're not gonna say, oh, we like this way because of our parents, but it's true. Like, you know, I as I got older, I realized like I talked to my father, like, you know, and I never really could understand younger, like why he was the way he was. But as I got older and I talked to him, like he told me that his father wasn't there for him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like how to be a dad, he really wasn't. So like he didn't know, like you know what I mean. Like,
but I still feel like again, it has to be a conscious decision and intention. It's the same thing about people who say that they're trying to break generational and family curses. You have to take the initiative, and that's what's important in parenting. I feel like you have to take the initiative to actually actively parent. Like I feel like whoopings are a really passive but also aggressive response, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I feel like there are ways that you could, like, off rip, people just be whooping their kids, like, or off rip cussing their kids out. It's like no explanation. So what is a child supposed to formulate from that type of language? Then you got children out here. We done seen it. We've worked with teenagers. We got children out here who angry as hell because what they mother do when they show up, when we tell them what's going on, instead of trying to figure out what's going on with their child, cuss them the fuck out.
But you hold on, you got a great point, because I went to ghetto schools too growing up. And most of these motherfucking parents that come in, they ain't doing shit to these motherfucking kids. Some of these kids, they just like, oh fuck it, let them do that. Let them
yes, and then like,
but
they
hold
don't
on, but here we
care.
go. Now the motherfucking kids, when they parents come, they switch up. Like, and I even taught like a kid in Compton when I was working with the Seek program. I don't want to say the company, but at that point, right, it's one kid that was just acting up, acting bad as hell, fighting everybody. I talked to their parents. They just try to sit there, talk to him, and try to explain that's not good. That's not good. He come back the next day and fuck up another kid, and I'm like, come on, bro. And that's
Because
like,
but you don't know what happened when they went home.
I know, ain't no. I mean, granted, I know right then and there how shit would have happened with me and how shit happened with him. Maybe that's different, but I don't know what happened when he got home.
That's why I believe is the respect thing is so important.
Yeah,
like,
about to say
that fear a little bit is important because, like you said, we all know how it is. Parent-teacher conferences, we was on our best behavior.
Yeah.
Every time. Like, if our mother's right beside us, over our back, the point about parenting is being able to represent me once I'm not around. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
but why is it about you?
Not okay. I mean, we are a representation of our parents, are we not?
But why? Like, we are of our heritage, but at the same time, it's just like you also have to let your child learn I learned the consequences, which is why I got my shit together. I was bad all through middle school, all through elementary school. Is smart as hell. Couldn't go to the school I wanted to. Had to go to a school that I didn't want to be at. Dealt with a whole bunch of bullshit in the process, but I excelled because I learned that in order to get what you want, you got to fall in line. You got to have discipline.
But like you said, right, you had to learn your lesson, but every lesson don't need to be learned. If I can explain that shit to
exactly.
You. Your lesson, that lesson right there, and I'm not sure, like, it may be further lesson that you learned that you didn't explain. However, it's lessons that some niggas that just jump out there that they don't need to fucking do, or they could have learned and they could have been living on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Just having a parent to just be there and like, nah, you're not doing all this. You know, having that good figure. And not saying that you got to whoop them to be that figure, but we just saying just to have that representation and making sure that they learn.
But even still, it's a double-edged sword, because you over there whipping on your child who feels misunderstood and you just continuing to beat on them. Then you got an angry ass, violent ass person.
But it's two different whoopings though. It's two different whoopings, right? You got that whoopings that's gonna come with the shit that you just gonna learn. It's gonna come with some words with it. And then you got that whooping where it's just like, I'm just tired of this.
Like, I think it's the difference between whooping and abuse. Like, what's
there's a big difference.
Is abuse. Like, that's abuse.
Because my mother, in between them whoopings, she gonna tell me, why the fuck did you do? I understand now. I'm getting whooped. I understand. Listen, all is, I won't do it again. I heard her. Now, if you just fucking me up, that's abuse. But she kind of explaining it with the whooping. So now I know not to fuck with her. I learned my lesson clearly. I ain't trying to get that again. And it's just like, I don't know, but it's definitely different parentings. But what I was also going to do, I'm say, because we talked about how it was generational. I feel like at this point, if you feel like, I feel like anyone who feel like they've been in a toxic relationship, toxic little, you know, anything with their family, is you have to step up and bring that up and talk to that person, because you never know if you can fix that. Because just like how Kelvin, you explained it, your dad never had a dad, you know, to actually learn from and things of that nature. But you took the initiative to go talk to your dad, understand that, like, damn, well, maybe that's why, because you were still learning.
And now, Kelvin, you taking the initiative to want to be in your kid's life, and that's what I'm saying. No, but that's what I'm saying. It has to be an intention in your mind. We have to stop putting so much on children and then actually being adults and being parents. Like people want to be parents, but definitely don't do the things that will actually qualify you as a parent, if you know what I mean. You're supposed to
They're still
emotionally.
Babies can't have babies.
Yeah, and that's another thing with the, people need to stop having children all willy-nilly.
Whoa,
I can't say
whoa, yeah.
No, I said all willy-nilly.
Oh, willy-nilly.
All willy-nilly. You can't just be having babies all over the place, y'all. Unless you know what to do with them.
I mean,
stop bringing babies here.
I ain't gonna lie.
Even though, because I got to finish this point, even if you don't have, because it's the fourth shot, even if you don't have the tools, please just remember that you always can have the resources. There are resources on what whoopings do and verbal abuse, because I think that we definitely need to talk about verbal abuse before this episode is over.
I mean, yeah, and I mean this I mean, I don't know. To from one go on that. Oh, y'all just not taking our shots. Y'all be playing. I'll be having mine ready.
I took my second. That's why I say I always got bachelor. You be a badass nigga. I take two.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I'm finishing up my old crib, so you can go ahead and Drake for me then. But nah, man. But what I was gonna say though, like, I don't know, like with the kid situation. I mean, I definitely think that you should definitely wait until both parties are prepared. You know, don't rush anything financially, mentally.
What is preparation for a child?
Just preparation. You said what is preparation? I don't know. I don't know.
I was about to say, what is preparation for a child?
I don't know.
People focus too much on preparing for the child in a way like the child is coming. The child is going to grow by itself, but the way that the child grows is about the work that the parents do.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. I think parenting, people make it hard. Like, I'm not a parent. Let me stop because I ain't no
Everything about parenting is personal, but it's personal effort. It's personal work because you have to raise that child. You're supposed to help the child formulate and help them to positively formulate opinions and how to make decisions effectively and how to treat people. People need to stop abusing their kids, because regardless of what level you think it is, if your child feels like you're crossing the line, that's abuse. It's no law that establishes the line of abuse. If you've crossed the line for that person, that's why everybody has different boundaries. If you've crossed the line, what
do you think is worse, verbal or physical?
I feel like verbal abuse is definitely worse. I feel like verbal abuse because words stick.
Yeah, you ain't cap. I don't forget nothing nobody ever said.
Words stick because I didn't forget about some people I didn't fought. But it's like words stick.
I agree.
And it's just like you never know what that one thing that somebody is going to say that's going to trigger. That's why people talk about triggers. You never know what that one thing might be that set that off. Like, we have so many layers to our damn brain that we can't even begin to conceptualize the things that we've internalized. When we hear it, it triggers something in us that's like,
okay, Jesse Jackson, y'all heard of commercialize, internalize, fantasize. I'm sorry.
Don't be doing it.
Hey, I ain't gonna stop.
Commercialize, internalize, fantasize, surprise.
Don't shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. But no, yeah, y'all, but no, it's serious. So that's why I'm saying parenting, you're bringing on a new generation of people. So just think about that. And it's just like, you should want to be conscious and be intentional about the people that you're putting out. And to just like we talk about generational stuff, it came from us. Generations from now, our children, they're going to have things from us. Like, it's the seeds that you sow. So I think that when people do things, just take a step back and just think about what you're doing first, and think about what could possibly be the outcome.
Like,
He has verbal abuse ever like really got to you? Like,
you telling me? Me?
yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell
I
yeah.
ain't gonna tell him verbal abuse got to him. I'm gonna ask him.
Oh, I didn't know you was asking him. I thought you were just opening the flow up.
Nah,
question.
I would say with me personally, I mean, like, it's certain things where, like, if I didn't like how it was said, me and my mom have a good communication where, like, we gonna address it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like, I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Certain stuff, like, it's not like, nah, don't talk to me like that, some shit like that. They just be like, damn, ma. Like, eventually I'll be like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, ma. I did feel this type of way, such and such. Then she'll be like, nah, I ain't mean it like that type stuff.
Right.
And it kind of elaborate.
Well, yeah.
And I feel like that built a good rapport. And that, just having that good little connection. I do take word now, trust me, I definitely do take, like, I remember those, like, insults and things of that nature. Like, I will never forget it or whatever the case is. But the thing is, it's like, if I built like a connection where I communicated with my mother or my, you know what I'm saying, my stepfather or something like that. I can just like communicate it through, we work that out and we can see what we going at with it type stuff. And I feel like, honestly, that's how you guys kind of bridge the gap. And then again, I can't talk about how to bridge the gap with your child or whatever the case is, because I don't got one. But the thing more so is like, if for people who listening, you got one, hope this inspiring you, just kind of build that bridge, that connection, that communicate, that form of communication where verbally they feel like they can come to you about everything. You know what I'm saying? And then they ain't gonna hold you. That can make them not even like, you take everything on the chin. You feel me? So when they go in the real world, all that shit don't really matter, because you heard, like, you understand it, you understand what the person's saying, so you're not looking at it in a negative light. Now you're looking at it in a positive light, trying to bring, you know what I'm saying?
I gotta elaborate on that, because you want to know, like, my mom ain't never bashed me, but y'all want to know what she used to do? It still pissed me off to this day, because I don't know why. It's just like, I don't know who the fuck she got this shit from, but it still gets me good. She, like, say I do some shit right, everybody love Lamar. When I was growing up, everybody loved Lamar. Oh, you got,
hey, shout out my man LD.
Yeah, shout out my man LD. He know that's blood. But legit, my mom would be like, oh, if you was like Lamar, you would have been doing this. Or if you was like
comparing.
Lamar, ooh, my saying get me hot. Cause I'm like, nigga, I really want to say, nigga, do you know what Lamar be doing? You know what I mean? The fuck? I'm doing the same
No,
shit.
but yeah, I'm glad I never really had to deal with that. But I've definitely seen that, and it's just like, stop doing that. Your child is an individual.
That'll get you so good. Because it's like, for one, just because I made a mistake, what you mean I'm not acting like Lamar? Like Lamar's the only person who knows how to conduct himself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I made a mistake. Mm-hmm. You not getting called when parent is getting called. You know what I mean? You don't know shit. You only know when he come over, he come sit, hey, Miss Patrick, that's all you know. You gone off that. You know, always, even, I'm telling y'all, this is like, we was in college. I think we had got in trouble. Like, something had happened in the apartment. She like, oh, but I bet if Lamar was still living there, I know shit wouldn't have went down like that.
Okay.
Oh, man. You talking about what?
Who is Lamar? I'm not saying who is Lamar, but like, that's my man. But like, but mom, who is Lamar? Like, I'm your son. Like,
exactly. But that's what I'm saying. That verbal stuff, like, I feel it. Like, I do get it. Because now, as I gotten older, obviously, like, nothing that she can possibly, like, she doesn't do it anymore. But when I was still in school, when we was living together, like, that shit used to real piss me off. Like, don't say I'm not acting like this. What about when you being a bad parent or being too rude? Are you like, you should be more like Miss Davis?
And I hope you heard that, Miss Patrick.
Mom, you know I'm being.
Listen. Hear that first part he said.
You know I'm being right now.
As soon as he come through that door, teach him about.
Calm down. Don't let him say.
Let him see that whooping that he was talking about earlier. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But like, honestly though, for real, I feel like nowadays though, the generation different though, bro. Like, I don't know if you can really like. Verbally,
I don't care.
You said what? You said what?
I think they raising suckers. Like I really do think.
Oh, I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, it's a lot of, and it's not like they raising suckers. It's just I ain't gonna call them suckers.
Well, let me elaborate, because I did just sound a little wild.
Like you sounded wild. I ain't gonna say suckers.
They ain't, all right. What I mean is, from what I seen, like when I was in the school system last year, like what they're trying to do is they're trying to, create a more positive environment, and I'm fully with that. I'm fully with that. Like, let's encourage, let's, like embrace community. But this is where I disagree, because that's not the real world. When they leave school, when they leave this fake positive energy, they have to go out to this negative energy. And then they have to be able to think for themselves.
You can't, no, but it's about actually teaching actual discernment and how to actually deal with people. Most of the time you think that you supposed to just be like, oh, you gotta stand up for yourself, say fuck them, da 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 da. No, standing up for yourself is establishing boundaries and also giving people the opportunity to actually respect that boundary. Or if they cross the line, then you X them out. But it's just like you have to properly exit from relationships. And I think that that's important when you're establishing boundaries, especially with toxic family members. It's just like, I feel like with family, you still have to try and be honest, especially if it's a relationship that keeps circulating and keeps coming around in your life. It's just like when you can't ignore that person and you can't ignore how you're feeling, let them know, like this is what I'm feeling, and like I can't, like I don't feel right being, involved in knowing like things that I'm uncomfortable with that you're doing. And it's just like once you set that boundary and you explain, then you give people the opportunity to do better. And if they don't, then it's just like, this is what I was saying, even all relationships, you have to be emotionally honest. And just like all relationships that end need an agreement. And maybe y'all might come back together because that's your family. So it's just like you have to resolve things in each life that you have, because that's how things build up, and that's how you create past life drama. It is drama, but it's past life trauma. And that's why you have generational curses that transcend what you can even understand.
See, and that's the thing though, and you definitely are right. And it's like definitely a lot of good points that was hit on. And I would say, like, to basically sum it up, in my opinion, I don't think like, not to some, I'm talking about something what Sack said. I don't think that people raise suckers, but maybe the way that we was living in the past wasn't the correct form of living, and it didn't have a correct effect. But
which is why it's showing up.
I do think, hold on, but I do think though.
Can I get a rogie to that though? Because that's real shit. Can I get a rogie to that?
Bro, leave me alone, dog.
I'm gonna wait this time because you keep claiming I ain't drinking, and I just don't take long. I just get to it.
Because my man, really, that's a great point. You just really helped me think about it.
Like, I'm gonna get drunk. Can we
I see, to me a lightweight, man. Yeah, lightweight.
I'm doing y'all, because I told y'all I'm really thinking about stopping drinking. I told y'all that.
No, I mean, the final what I was saying though, like, yeah, you can kind of say like all these like kids, how they raised right nowadays are kind of like soft stuff, but maybe we wasn't raised the correct way. It wasn't just like how you said, a lot of the parenting things that were like going through the parenting phase, they were brand new parents. They didn't have the opportunity to talk things, so they kind of
and also the resources.
But so in that case, I'm not gonna say they like soft, but maybe they just kind of found the forms of communicating. Now I'm not gonna lie, me personally, that whooping is gonna translate to many generations. Cause listen, I ain't gonna lie to you, I done learned a lot of lessons through those whoopings, and I ain't gonna lie to you. The most crucial whoopings. That's why. Listen, I'm
plural.
Good. Yeah, plural. Cause I ain't gonna hold you. That ultimate whooping that made me motherfucking.
The ultimate whooping.
A lot of you now, she called me out the motherfucking shower.
Oh, bass.
Boy, I tried to run. I could not get away. That was the fastest I ever seen her move right there. But needless to say, like everybody's gonna have their different parenting styles, everything. Everybody gonna have their different ways to just communicate, even with your family members and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, I think the most important thing that we can come away with is to communicate. You got to make sure to communicate with any type of relationship, toxic, great relationship, so that we can understand where everybody goes wrong and that someone can learn from it. Like even with a toxic relationship, some people might not want to listen. Some people might not want to do, X, Y, and Z, but putting that thing in their head can definitely help out in things. Go ahead.
You absolutely right. And that's what I was just about to say. It's about communication, but also both parties have to set the intention. It's just like if you are a parent, I feel like and that's what I also want people to stop doing, because it's just like people feel like if you don't have kids that you can't participate in the conversation on parenting. And it's just like being somebody who has worked in education with people's children, you're with people's children. And I only work in the summer with children, but they're with teachers pretty much all year round. And then some kids, like the ones that we had, are with other people. We're with them 30 to 40 hours a week. Mm-hmm. That is most of the hours in the week. Because when your children get home, it's a couple hours, and they go to bed, whatever, get up, do it all over again. So it's just like we're present as well. But I feel like people who are educators and also have that perspective of seeing children and how they interact with people from the outside and just things, being able to have that outside view allows you to have an informed opinion on how to treat children. And it's just like people take away the humanity of children. It's almost like children are held to these like unrealistic standards, which is why you have physical, verbal, and emotional and mental abuse, because people impose these unrealistic things on children that we wouldn't even impose on ourselves as adults, and don't even hold themselves to the same standards. It's just like you can't expect your child to not go out to school and be causing destruction when you out in the street fucking shit up. You out in the street fighting, kids watching their mother fighting. Yeah. It's just like, so it's just like you as an adult, because you have the tools to make decisions and be intentional, then you should.
Wow, look.
I was about to say,
great way to end it right there. Great way to end it right there. Look, listen, hope y'all come away with a lot of takeaways right here. We dropped a lot of gems in this episode. Look, it's Rose Soul, it's D.
Stacks. What's your name? What's your name, girlfriend? What's your name?
Mama.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, look though, Road Shows and we out, man. Let's get it.
Yeah.
As a child, I hated Christmas, that's the worst season. The only gift I ever got was freedom. I